Lessons Friday. Here we go, my friends. Oh, gosh. The wins and lessons this week, I think, are going to be astronomical, DJ, because I'll tell you right now, wins often come with lessons and losses.
To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly.
Okay, so good morning, Lisa.
Lisa.
Lynn's with a good morning and a happy Friday. And I'm wondering if Lisa's coming through. She's doing double take on this because I got it twice. So I don't know if I got it twice because of some of the issues.
I got it twice.
Good morning, David. Good morning. So
morning,
a couple
David.
things. As we get going, Lisa, you're supposed to be on the show today because you won last week's wins and losses. So
you have the invite if you'd like to join, so we can.
Yes, you have the invite if you'd like to join. And that is 1,000% my bad. DJ, when I got on this one, DJ goes, "Is Lisa coming out?" I'm like, "Oh, I forgot to even ask if she." So being 6 a.m., not sure.
Where's Mark? And Mark, he's supposed to be on this weekly. No, I thought.
No, so Mark. Okay, so yes, that was the second thing for today. Mark is in Portugal. So presently, right now, Mark had to go to Portugal for business. Hey. So right now he's golfing with a client, and his text to me this morning was, "I should be on the 11th hole." So I don't know
he is crazy.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it. And I'm like,
don't worry about that,
makes
Mark.
sense. Yeah,
because
he said he's going to be
client.
Yeah, he's going to be a few sheets to the wind, and I'm like, nice. And Thomas says we are live. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Morning, gents. Peter, PJ. Good morning. So,
good morning, PJ.
Wins and lessons. So, have you ever noticed that wins come with lessons, and in a lot of cases come with losses? And I know that sounds like it's really weird, but it's the trifecta of greatness. And so I'll share it. And I mean, as silly as it sounds, so win yesterday, the computer I ordered 5 months ago finally came in. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like it finally came in. So of course, huge win, right? Huge win. I'm ready. Big lesson. Don't wipe one computer before the other one's set up.
Oh no,
it was
did not.
Oh yeah, huge. So what I did is I kind of put them beside each other, and with Mac, you can connect like a USB-C, and everything gets transferred. So everything got transferred. Well, I thought it said complete, and then I wiped my one computer, which was like an hour and a half episode on its own.
Yeah.
But the problem was, I guess there was a glitch in it, so it didn't all transfer. Now, thankfully, before I wiped it, meaning yesterday morning, I knew the computer was coming. I took every single folder and everything. I put it on an external drive. However, like in today's day and age, when it comes to these things and everything, like you ever get a new phone and you're so excited for the new phone, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I got to spend 3 hours setting it up and entering all your packets.
So long. And I mean, even with Apple, even with your Android or your Gmail account, like you think it would just like you log in, and I know it saves some of the stuff, but it still takes forever.
Yeah. Imagine a computer with 500 gigs of stuff on it.
Yeah.
And apps, and it's like, oh my gosh, what apps do they have? So now you're going through the purchases in App Store, and you're like, do I need this? Do I need this? Do I need this? And so and the funny thing was, and I know it's like first world problems, right? But I was already down for 2 hours for the transfer that didn't actually happen. So I could not do anything. I was working off my phone and my iPad for 2 hours. But it's like I had wireframes to do. I had videos to create, and I'm like trying to create them on my iPad, and it's still not quite as in depth as desktop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. I got it done, but I just felt.
Yeah, but it's not the same, and
kind of a half
it takes so much longer.
Yeah. So I felt I had a loss for the day, which was I wasn't as super productive as I could be. Now, here's the actual comical part about it. Is I got this new computer so I could be more productive. So I got like the M1 enhanced M1 chip for Apple. For all of you out there that are computer and tech geeks like myself, like I got, 64
Yeah,
gigs of RAM. I got
that's
like a
the best of the best right there.
yeah, oh yeah. So I got the best of the M1 silicon chip. I got 64 gigs of RAM. I got like a 2.5 gig graphics card. I got like because what was happening is my old computer, I'd be
Yeah.
running a video and then I'd have to get on a video conference and it'd be like and I'm like, oh man, like
Yeah.
my thing just doesn't work. And then you start, but I got the computer to be so much more productive and it shut me down for almost an entire afternoon, right? So full transparency, I put on an episode of Billions.
What, hold on, did you say Billions?
Yeah.
I love it. I binged watched every I was
Did you?
obsessed with that show.
Don't give it away. I only watched the
Oh, I
pilot.
won't.
Don't
I
give
will
it away.
not. It is an amazing show. If you want an inside peek to the U.S. government, though, that's your show.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That tells you everything you need to know about the U.S. government. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
We're not going political today, DJ. We had enough
no
of that
more
the other
political.
day.
No. Yeah, let's go to the comments. Good morning.
Well, Nerf is gonna jump in there. You know that for sure.
Oh,
Nerf says, "Good morning, ladies." Jeff says
he
he's late. Good morning, my friend. Trey says, "Good morning, boys. Great to see you too. Great to hear from you too, brother."
Trey.
And we got Nerf coming back. I learned that 26 kids doesn't fit on a cargo van, so I decided to learn from that and send in a Sprinter van next time instead.
Good. Yeah. It might fit on there.
I love it. So that was the bit. Oh, what do we got here? USA government DJ.
Oh, I'm done. I'm sorry.
I told you. Did I not tell you that was going to happen?
I'm sorry, Nerf. Let's go back to your. Well, first, I got to give you a shout out for that shirt. Holy crap!
Masters of the Universe, man. He-Man.
That is He-Man. That's our childhood. Oh,
dude,
my God.
I used to run home from school to watch He-Man and then G.I. Joe right after.
Yes.
Like, literally
I
run
would too.
home.
I didn't watch. I wasn't a G.I. Joe fan, but I loved
Really?
He-Man. Yeah, I loved He-Man. I was obsessed with He-Man. Loved it.
Yeah.
He-Man was their little castles and stuff. Oh, God.
Yeah. And then the trifecta came in when I was in like grade 5, 6, where then all of a sudden Transformers came. And when in our TV program, it was He-Man for half an hour, G.I. Joe for half an hour, and then Transformers for an hour and a half. I was like,
Transformers. Now you're talking about. Now,
yeah,
I'm obsessed with Transformers now, still today.
Autobots, roll out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you go, Optimus. You go, man.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's one.
So Trey says that shirt is sick. Thanks, brother.
Yes, I agree.
Tyler says,
Tyler says what?
One big Sprinter.
Dan, I will tell you that is one of the things I fell in love with. Being obviously the '80s kids. Shout out anybody on here, '80s kids or little, that our generation that's really into the nostalgia, all the stuff they're bringing back, like Saved by the Bell and all of those other crazy things.
Did you just say Saved by the Bell?
Oh yeah. They brought that. They even brought that back.
You used to watch Saved by the Bell?
Oh, I used to watch Saved by the Bell all the time. I loved Saved by the Bell.
DJ, I don't care what Maggie says. You're awesome, buddy. That's so cool.
But
oh gosh,
I'll tell you, the flea market, stuff like that. That's what I fell in love with. That's all you see is like crazy cool. Like I swear, one of the vendors has the Masters of the Universe, like a house or whatever. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of that, so
God,
for my,
I just took us on.
You just totally took off. Everybody just took off the chat. So for my 10th Christmas. And this was the Christmas that I learned, ninth or 10th Christmas. It was Christmas I learned that the good old Saint Nick doesn't really exist. And I hope I just didn't ruin it for anyone that's listening, watching with kids. But so I had wanted the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. Now, this aircraft carrier, I think, was like 5.5 feet long by like 2.5 feet wide. Like it was I slept on it when I got it. And it was literally, I used it as a bed. I loved it so much. And you could literally put the full-on F-18s on it, like it was a full aircraft carrier from G.I. Joe, and it was like had the big part where all the captain sits. I don't even know what it's called, but it was the wickedest thing ever. And my room was filled with like the Masters of the Universe castle and G.I. Joe, and it was like and like you had Cobra, and then you had like man, it was just friggin' cool. So you blew up you blew up the chat here with what you were talking about, DJ.
I did, but it's okay. Let's go to it.
Nerf said, Bob Lazar, aliens, 11th dimension, lizard people, DJ, any conspiracy that you can think of, just let me know. I'm ready with facts.
Maybe
here
we'll
we go,
go back
David.
to
You
that
guys
Nerf.
are
Let's go
old.
to these other comments first. Yes, David, we are old. I realized that last year.
Yes, yay, 80 kids. SBTB, Kelly Kapowski. Yes, sir. Yes,
Come on,
sir.
read it.
Then you got today is departure day for being a road trip. We are packing rain check. Appreciate the offer. So, that's right. Yes, Lisa and Chad are
Hold
on their way out.
So any women watching, is it Zach or is it Slater? And then any of the guys watching, is it Kelly or is it what was the tall Elizabeth Hurley? What was her name? I can't remember.
I don't know. So here, I had never. No, here. This is the thing. So I'm with Nerf. OMG, Saved by the Bell, Screech.
Screech.
So I remember
exactly.
Screech,
You know Screech,
but I've never watched that show.
No.
I actually think I used to beat kids up that watched that show, but I'm just kidding. No. I was all about it. If there wasn't anything exploding or
Jesse, there it is. See, I knew somebody would know it. Tyler knew it.
Yeah, there we go. So SBTB is Saved by the Bell. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, I'm way off this morning, aren't I, DJ? I'm an 80s kid. Yes, Saved by the Bell. Damon says, just kidding. No, he's not. He's not kidding. He meant it. You're just being nice, brother. Trey Dan, always been number one, and DJ number two. He wears the shirt to remind himself where he stands. Where do I live again? Where do you live?
He's the master of the universe right there. I'll stay number two for Dan. I will be the Robin for Batman over here.
Trey says, "What? Santa Claus isn't real?" No, shh. Just in case. And
my kids might be here.
Did you play with these toys in your starter jumper, or was that after?
Oh man,
So. Actually, I did play with it in my starter jumper because my mom started it starter when I was like 7. So from the time I was 7 till 15, I had starter.
I wasn't cool enough to have starter until I was like 12.
I'm not surprised none of you have large Optimus Tribe, brother. If I could find
that would be a dream, Damon. If you could make that.
Well, here's the thing. So have you ever seen any videos of Arnold Schwarzenegger walking through his office and basement? Like, he's got a life-size version of him as the Terminator. And I'm telling you, if I could find one of Optimus Prime,
right?
No, if I could find one of He-Man, of the Terminator, of G.I. Joe characters, brother, my wall looked like there's be 15 people in this office.
Dan, I'm going to send you pictures. I'll try to find them. Look them up. They're probably on the internet, or somebody could share them. But there's a family here locally in Cleveland that the dad made these two huge, I mean, they're bigger than the house. They've taken pictures. They've shared them all over of Optimus Prime and of
Megatron. Of Megatron or like Bumblebee?
Yeah, Megatron. Huge.
Megatron. Nice.
Huge.
You're gonna have to get us
bigger
pictures.
Than the
You're gonna have to get us pictures, and we'll put them up on the show.
Oh my gosh, it's insane,
dude. That's awesome. I would be all over that, like a fat kid on a Smartie, man. Like I would rock it. No ifs, ands, or buts. I would literally be. Like I just standing right there, or like right behind me, where my clock is. If I had an Optimus Prime, kind of doing this, right? So
yes,
cool.
yes. Yeah. Jesse was it. So Kelly or Jesse for all the guys out there. I heard some Kelly Kapowski.
There we go. It was Kelly. The fact you can't remember Jesse means it was Kelly. Oh,
yes. Trey, obviously, of course.
Maggie says Zack Attack.
Yeah,
jeez, well, I guess I was missing something with the whole Saved by the Bell thing.
A lot, my friend.
Oh, I guess I did. I was like I said, I was more the kid where if it wasn't blowing up or if there wasn't like fighting, I was like, not interested. Yeah. And I'm kind of still DJ loves his Kelly. Jeff says I'm a Wonderama kid. Nice. Okay, I like that. You know, so geez, that went way off course, but that was fun.
Thank you, everybody.
So, all from a T-shirt. You see what happens when you wear something other than Cleveland?
Hey,
see what happens, DJ?
Right. Well, Masters of the Universe. I got to start wearing some of that stuff. I like that.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
So a lot of that at the flea market.
There you go. And I mean, those are the best places to find all that cool stuff, man. Like unreal. You know what I saw yesterday? So we were out at a home sense yesterday. Not to completely go more off the rails, but then I saw like a life-size version of Jenga, where like the blocks are literally like 4x4 or 5x5, and the thing is like, I mean, it was like I was like,
Oh
oh my
yeah,
god,
like
is that because I
outside.
loved Jenga as a kid?
Like the outs. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they have yard
it was.
Jenga even now.
It was yeah. Well, I think this was like it was in the pool section,
Yeah, yeah,
so I don't know if it was meant to be like played by the pool or whatever.
yeah.
But I was like, holy crap! Like you literally can push your fist and the block would be bigger than
Oh
your
yeah,
fist. Because I remember the
yeah.
one thing about Jenga was like you're trying to push it through into
Yes,
like the hole, and
exactly.
I'm like, so that was pretty cool. What do we got here? C-Rock
we got
and
remember Nerf.
Lime, give me a little time. I'm gonna transform like Optimus Prime, Rapper Nerf, circa 2020. Nerf, you're
All
awesome,
right.
buddy.
Well, since everybody's live in the chat, share your wins and lessons this week as well, please. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Then we got Nerf. Yo, I went shipping one day and saw huge dolls, life size, with holes in them. I wasn't sure what they were, but I bought 10 of them.
All right, Nerf's
Nerf,
going off the rails.
Yeah,
Nerf's
Nerf
going
just
off
went
the
way
rails.
off the rails here for a live show. This is a kid's show, Nerf.
Yeah, hey, yeah. It's a family show.
Yeah, for fuck's sake. Come on now. So DJ. So that was that kind of has not necessarily summed up my week. Been a fantastic week this week. Had a lot of traction in so many different areas. Really like Greg's show yesterday, and then Tuesday, and it was like Wednesday with Dean. It was like,
right?
Oh my gosh, like
this
week
was
the
overloaded.
lesson.
I forgot we even this week the shows and the guests were so good, guys. Again, tell me if you agree. Put a yes at least in the chat if you agree. But the guests were so good. I forgot Monday was Memorial Day. I forgot it was even a short week because of how
it's funny. So Monday we did what's a good margin? Like how do you determine margins on your freight? Tuesday was Chuck Snow, and Chuck gave a remarkable.
I can't wait
lesson.
to have him back on. Chuck, please. Yeah. You said you would come back on. You have to.
Yeah. Well, we've already got it in the scheduling.
His story was amazing.
Oh, yeah, and then just the lesson on pre-deregulation and like just the evolution of the trucking industry, like for a freight geek like myself, like I was like,
I didn't know God,
like I understood
so like to hear that was
and then Wednesday was like data day was completely insane. The information that Dean had and the story, just what I find data day to be. I find Data Day to be like one of the best movies you've ever seen, where the story just gets better and better and better and better, and like you never want it to end.
We just keep adding to the. It's like we're just adding to the story, and it's just continuing to build. Like, what's happening next?
Yeah, and then yesterday with Greg. Oh, I mean, brother.
I'm sure you guys all blasted Greg. Give him a break if he's not responding right away. But Greg is amazing for doing that. Greg, seriously, Greg, like coming on and giving like all that information and stuff. I know
there was like 5 listeners so just so y'all know, after the show, Greg's like, so these 5 people just connected with me. Are they? Is that person from the show? That, and I'm like, yep. They're like, he started laughing. Hey, DJ, I was like, Greg, I told you this. As soon as you come on the show, people are going to connect with you left, right, and center because you just told them exactly what you want to hear. So
shippers, if any of you shippers are watching and you need some good brokers, just come on the show.
Exactly. Exactly. We actually have a couple of new shippers coming for the next couple of weeks. If you checked out Trello, I've packed that bad boy with some amazing people. So just so y'all know, coming down the pipe is going to be amazing. I mean, we've got like just June. Okay, so we've got Steve Rizzo, the comedian, professional personal development coach.
I watch his videos. He's amazing.
Yeah, we've got Brian Byro coming back. We've got Renee Godefroy, who taught me you're only one applied idea away from changing your life completely. So she's the next 3
so they're who I have to blame about this always asking me about applying stuff. All right, no, I know.
Oh yeah, Renee is yeah. So when you meet Renee, he is awesome. So that's pretty much June from a personal development perspective. I'm not going to give away the customers now, but I'll tell you this. The next 3 Tuesdays coming up for the month of July.
Oh yeah, they're big.
Are insane. We're talking from 100,000 to close to 90 million freight spent. That's the range that we're having customers come in and talk about what they're looking for, how, like, what are the goals? So y'all, this show is the show to watch if you want $1 million business in no time whatsoever. It's crazy. So plus we've got our data day when we talk. Oh, Dean already has. Guys, next week this is going to be the
next week. He already. I mean, I can't wait for the way he built that next week's show up.
He went to like copy school or something, learned
Dean
about cliffhangers or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be awesome. So we have a ton of comments coming in. So Trey, my man, he says, had prospects to reach out to me for the first time in the past 10 days, which means it's working. Pumped to grow the business. Learned I need to be more organized and more visionary as a leader.
Nice. Congrats, Trey.
Trey, that organized and vision is.
Yeah, that's the key. Clarity.
When I started Teamwork, right, which was the brokerage I started, I had a vision of 30 million, and that vision was like every night when I go to sleep, I'd see it. And I saw the scene where I was walking up the stairs. I was about to reach in. And at that point, the scene was, as I was about to reach the door, a black truck pulled in. And my business partner got out and goes, we did it last month. We hit, we did it. And that was the scene for about 1.5 years. And then I remember walking up the stairs, and it's funny because my business partner at that time had, I'm sure I've still told this story, had like a cream Cadillac, like, kind of that old man cream colored Cadillac. And then all of a sudden, about 2 months before this happened, he bought a black Escalade. So I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm like, I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. And so it was the best and the worst time because when we hit that number, I like vividly, it was kind of like the Matrix, deja vu. I put my hand on the thing. I turned around. I heard his car pull in because it was a gravel parking lot. I heard his car pull in. I turned around. He's like, dude, I'm like, we did it. He goes, how'd you know? I go, I've seen this scene for ages now. He's like, come on. It's the same thing when I met Christine, when I met my wife. She walked around the corner and I looked at my business partner and said, I'm going to marry that woman. And he goes, get the fuck out of here. He goes, she's so far out of your league. It's unbelievable. And,
he was.
So that was like the pinnacle, Trey. And then it was also the down. And all I could suggest to you is when that vision starts getting closer, create a new vision for bigger. Because as soon as I hit that vision, all I was able to do in the next year was grow at $7 million, and then it fell off the cliff. So I do believe that vision, I do believe that as an owner, as a guide, as a leader, as a professional, as a high performer, it's always that next vision that keeps you striving. So good for you, Trey.
Now, and I'm glad you said that, Dan, but well, just to kind of touch on that a little bit, me being the deep one, I will say this, go a little bit deeper than that, guys. And so obviously high performers, if you're watching this show, you're probably a high performer. Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. High performers, you're investing time in yourself. You're wanting to learn more. That's why you're watching stuff like this. But setting that next goal, obviously for high performers, our love, our passion, our fulfillment is in the journey. It's not in the destination. So when we get there, that's why Dan's saying to start, create your next goal or destination, but celebrate a little bit first. I think we tend to, especially high performers, we don't celebrate the little things, or especially that destination before we're okay. What's next? Because I'm always next. Okay, got that next. Got that. I'm there next. And not even thinking.
That's actually a really good point, DJ. Really good. That celebration is key. And just take it in for a moment.
Yes, you just have to.
Yeah. So Tyler says, wins and lessons. Market is softening. Our ops team needs to test the market outside of our core network before customers to start to do the same, because it's happened already. As brokers, we need to be on top of the market for our customers. This is one thing I'm not really happy about with Restream is it doesn't give the whole comment. Right? Truck capacity was tight for 4 weeks, but now is not the same today. Tyler, you're absolutely right. Here's something that a lot of students are doing, and it seems to work really well. On Wednesdays, send them the link to the show.
Yes.
Send your customers the link to the show and say, FYI, this is like a show I follow, And it's not to build our show. It's to the fact that you have the best person in the market when it comes to data talking about what's happening.
Yeah,
and that keeps your customers informed. And you know what? Like, I believe if you're a true professional and you're in it for the customer's goals, as markets do this, customers need to know.
Yes.
And they need to know. And you know, it might even come to the point where they're like, listen, we're okay. Don't change your rates. I understand it's going to be lower. If there's a drastic change, let's do it. You know, like we talked about it, and I'm sure I've talked about it a few times, but when Dean was talking about Houston and the ports and everything changing and so many truckloads coming out of the ports that never used to come out of there, we had a customer of mine where I do corporate business. I told them about it. I said, like, listen, you need to pay attention to this. They didn't pay attention to it. They lost tons of freight. Now they got it back, but they lost tons of freight for close to a month going to Texas, which was a huge hit on their.
They weren't prepared. Yeah,
they weren't prepared. So yeah, Tyler, you're absolutely right. Lisa says yes. Nerf says, I've had some losses, tried to get a shipper on board, but they sent me to the director of logistics, who sent me to the director of supply chain, who circled me back to the CFO of the company, who then said I need to speak with the director of logistics in depth. I am keeping it at, but definitely a prospective customer I've been going after for a while, God willing, one day. Yeah. You know what? It's funny. So isn't this interesting, DJ? And Nerf, I don't know if you're on yesterday's show, but Greg had said, you really want to open up some people's eyes? Go to the CFO.
Yeah, he did.
And talk to them about what you can do for when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Trey says, yeah, clarity is so important.
Yes, Trey. Agree.
Lisa says, wins for the week. Joined my first investors meeting with a new startup that's going to be massive for our industry. Way to go.
Yeah, good job,
way
Lisa.
to go. Good job. Yep, hit my goals at an early age. Definitely need to create bigger goals off the start or recalibrate every so often. Yeah,
live your life in seasons. I heard that from somebody, and if you played sports especially, just think of your life as seasons and constantly go back and check in on all the important bank accounts.
Yeah,
goals,
but
whatever you want to call it.
Exactly, and this is key. Hit my goals at an early age. Now, do you see the humbleness in Damon? Right? Definitely need to create bigger goals off the start or recalibrate every so often. I love that. Okay.
I love that
so
too.
Chad and I were just talking about celebrations. We celebrated during our date night last night. There you go. Good for you. Nerf says, yeah, I always go to the CFO. It's a big reason why I'm able to get into some companies for sure. Very good point, my brother. Yeah. I mean,
hey, that's smart. That's smart, Nerf. Dude, get to the money. Go to the money movers. They know what's going on.
And here's another one. And here's one that when I realized this in my career, it really changed a lot of things. So I'm going to ask all of you, who is the boss of who gets the business in our industry, in logistics? Who is the ultimate decision maker? Who do you say, DJ?
Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, it's so tough because it could range, but in the end, I mean, it usually is the finance. I mean, it's somebody dealing with the finance and the budget.
Okay. It's a salesperson.
Yes.
So if you think about our business, you have an operations team. The operations team chooses to use a supplier that screws up. Ultimately, the salesperson, now, if the operations team chooses not to lose them, ultimately they'll say the salesperson that comes back says, no, stop using that person. So one thing I learned, and I shouldn't say every business, but the majority of businesses, if you get with the salesperson, because who's the first person that the crap rolls downhill to? The salesperson.
Yeah.
So if you get with the salesperson of a company you're looking at getting into, and you convince that you sell the salesperson on what you can do to help them achieve their goals and help their clients, you now have somebody on the back end that's rooting for you to the traffic manager. Now, for all you traffic managers are there, I don't mean to insult you in any way, but the fact is most companies, like especially when you have smaller companies, you know, like Thomas will be on and Love It Signs, he's the operations manager. But his salespeople, Thomas doesn't go out and sell signs. He doesn't go out and he makes them. He makes sure they get there. And he's told me numerous times, this salesperson was pissed when this happened. And, you know, so you ask your companies you're going after, the prospect, call the company up and say, who's your top salesperson? Let me speak to them. You'll never get any kind of pushback from any gatekeepers for you to want to
Bingo.
speak with
I used to use this trick all the time because, guys, talking to a salesperson, they're going to understand you. They have to do the same thing for that company that you're doing. So yeah, I used to
Not
use
only
the
that, DJ,
salesperson
have you ever met a salesperson
to
that
make
doesn't
my
like to talk?
connections.
Yeah.
But yes.
Have you ever met a salesperson that doesn't like to talk?
No.
You could get so much
No,
information from them.
you'll get all the
golden.
information you need to know, and they're also
Yeah.
not trained to not tell you anything. They're going to tell you everything. So, the gatekeepers are trained to not say a word to you.
Yeah, I love that, brother. I love that. Jeff says, we're exploding with wins. The back half of this year will be outstanding. It's about partnerships, knowing when to walk away from opportunities that are too time consuming. Yes, we walked away from opportunities. If you want to put that in the loss, sorry, I apologize, column, I think it's a win. 100%, brother. I think, listen, if you walk away from an opportunity that's not in congruence with your ideal client profile,
that's usually a bigger win than taking the business.
Well, but here's the thing, DJ. When you first got into this business, did you get into it to do business, or did you get into it to create a life? And did you design a follow-up to that before you answer? Did you design your business around your life? No, you got into it to move freight to make money. And all of a sudden, freight took over your life until you went, whoa, I need to stop. And that's what 99.9% of us do when we get into business. We should be designing our life, because this business is so robust. It's not you have to be in an office, you have to do this. Like, you can run an entire business by this on the golf course every day. The reality is you can if you wanted to. Like, let's call a spade, right?
Yes.
But so many of us don't design our life and have our business meet that design. And I think Jeff is huge on that point.
Yeah.
You walk away from an opportunity that's going to be a nightmare. Like, if this person's 5% of your business and takes up 90% of your time,
if you wouldn't do business
with
that person for 10 years, don't do business with them for a day. That is probably the greatest saying or quote I heard that, changes my view on everything.
Yeah. And Lisa says, yes, salespeople are easy to get to. Huge. And it just comes back. Yes, bigger win, Jeff. 100%. Oh, man, that was like, DJ, can you believe it's 32 minutes in?
What a show. Well, we can't go over anymore. Wednesday, we already got an hour. Yesterday, we were with an hour with Greg, so I'm going to call it, guys. Seriously, thank you, everybody. Wins, obviously, just the show. Short week, but still able to cram so much in. Guys, hopefully you were able to get some good info. Like Dan said, we have some great shows coming up the rest of this month with guests and to all of the guests who have been with us to this point, and everybody who's watching and all of your comments. Seriously, we can't thank you enough. I mean, we're June 3rd. We started this January 1st, going all in daily. Didn't know that it was going to, I believed Dan the whole time, and Dan said, look, let's just be consistent, watch what happens. And here we are. So thank you, guys. Seriously. Thank you for everything. Nerf says, that's it. You don't have to throw these up. That's it. I'm going on a connection spree with salespeople from people who have freight. Yes.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. He says, see you guys in 5 months. He's going to do a connection spree for 5 months. Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know what? Here's the thing. Have you ever known a salesperson not to accept hit the button.
What happened there?
It's a very sensitive mouse. It's sensitive. But have you ever noticed this? Ever found a salesperson that said no to a connection? Easy, man.
Not a chance, brother. Not a chance. There's a chance you're gonna sell something.
Here's the thing. Any company you're going after, call the secretary, call the receptionist, say, who's your top salesperson? Then go on LinkedIn and connect with them. Bang, done.
Thank Dan next week for that one. You guys are going to make some good connections.
Let me know. I'll send you guys an invoice.
Don't worry.
All right, DJ, what do we got, brother?
Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great weekend, Jeff. Yes, bring it on. Bring on Monday. I love it. Let's go. All in. Love it. Yes, all in, Damon. You went all in with us too, so thank you. Seriously. We can't thank you enough for that. And since
Speaking of all in, DJ, straight interrupt. Speaking of all in, I got called and said our swag is delayed. Apparently there's an issue getting some of the colors. So I changed the colors. So hopefully I'll have it next week. But one of the shirts is #I'm all in sales chatter. So I love that Damon brought that up.
Oh, I love it.
Here's my address, Dan. Erin, Ontario. If you're not an Erin, I thought you were down south. I thought you were down southern Ontario. Dude, if you're an Erin and we haven't had a coffee or hung out, man, I'm not going to be happy.
What is going on?
Maggie says, wins. Watching your friendship every morning is a win for me. Needed each other. Aw, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yes, I agree.
It is, brother. It's just like it grows and it just evolves every day. Yes. And I love it.
I love it. So, again, throw that back up there with Damon. Thank you to Damon, American Logistics Centurion Trucking, for making this show possible and making this possible, guys. He is the man who gave us the ability to make this happen. So, and thank you to all of our guests. Like I said, everybody joining us daily, Sales Chatter Live, 9 a.m. to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Start your day right with us here weekly. And who knows what happens? You might just start calling salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What day is it today? Is it the 3rd?
Yeah.
It's the 3rd, right? Okay.
It is the 3rd.
So big announcement coming on the 13th of September, too, for all y'all watching. So very big announcement.
Guys.
Big announcement.
All right. To take us out is from Bum Phillips. Bum Phillips. Interesting. I like that.
Bum Phillips.
Bum Phillips.
Now, tell me he was not harassed as a kid, really.
You know he was, but listen, this quote, it's gonna bring you. So Bum Phillips, here we go. Take us out. Have a great weekend, everybody. The only discipline that lasts is self-discipline.
That's good. Beauty.
To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and hyper